So what would be your main priority if elected state attorney in Montgomery County?
So my main priority would be working to strike the right balance between keeping communities safe and addressing the problems of mass incarceration. I think dealing with mass incarceration head on is the way we are working towards rebuilding community. I think that's very critical. There's no question in this county, we have a diverse county, right? We have folks from Somerset, Washington Grove, Potomac, Montgomery Village, and Silver Springs, Cone Park, all different walks of life in this county. They all have different visions of what justice is. But having a prosecutor that is mindful of the root of all their fears and all their concerns about safety is critical. And that has to be the mindset when we're dealing with keeping communities safer and addressing mass incarceration. So I mentioned earlier the diversion coordinator. I think that's a very useful role to have that currently is just not being done in terms of how people are getting access to knowing about problem-solving courts or diversion opportunities. There's no clear-cut criteria that's laid out for the public to understand. And so it might be until the end where jail's on the table where people suddenly realize, oh, there's another way out. And that shouldn't be the case because there's still harm being incurred even through pretrial, whether you're on house arrest, whether you're dealing with loss of income because you have to go to different appointments for pretrial and things like that. Those are things that have to be considered as well. So I would say that's probably my main overarching goal in my term. And I have a couple others ones, including greater transparency and building more resources for restorative justice, particularly for our youth. And I want to create a youth mental health court, which would be the first in the state of Maryland to exist. I think that's a dire need in this county, as well as across the state of Maryland, frankly. And that's going to take, it's not going to be done overnight because we have to work with Department of Juvenile Services and other stakeholders to make that come to fruition. It's not just me trying to take on this whole task. It takes a village. So it's going to take partnerships from the legislator in Annapolis, which is why I sought out the endorsements of several electeds like Delegate Leslie Lopez and Delegate Gabe Acevedo, for example, to be partners in this initiative to really affect change, especially for our young people.